What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Like, share, subscribe, comment. IG TikTok bottom video, and we just gonna hop right into it. So today we'll be discussing the Super Bowl. Now I would have, like they got it up next day, but got home a little late from the Super Bowl festivities. Feeling a little tired. I already had some videos I could have uploaded, so y'all got y'all two today. So we gonna upload this on Tuesday. But I'm sure y'all seen the game, so we just gonna get right into it. So obviously, y'all seen that the Eagles whooped the dog shit out the Kansas City Chiefs. Definitely, I if y'all seen my preview video, I definitely predicted the Chiefs to win, so I was wrong, badly. Um, I ain't gonna lie, Mahomes so good though. Them niggas be down the ass low and you can't even count nigga out here. That nigga got down 24-0 and you couldn't even be like, damn, these niggas are lost yet. But basically though, we just gonna get into what the fuck I thought about the game. So the reason them niggas even got their ass whooped like that is the Eagles defensive lines. So like I said this in the beginning, their front six, cause they like to play nickel. So Jalen Carter, Sweat, I don't even know 93 name. He was getting to it. What's the other nigga name? Hunt, um, Jordan Davis. They got ass load of D linemen that was getting to it, but them D linemen really controlled the game, and that's really what ended up getting them beat. Like, and so how I predicted, I thought the Chiefs would have balanced it a little more, which I did understand though, because when they was running it, they won't get nowhere. Like I said, D line. And the Kansas City Chief O line, had been a thing question all year. Patrick Mahomes had been running for his life really all year. He's just so good. He made it work, but it really got exposed today because of how great the Chiefs defense. I mean the Eagles defensive line is. Um, I don't really think it's much more to say to that. They stopped the run, so it made them pass 150 times. Even though Andy Reid probably should have ran the ball a little bit more, even with the run not being successful at first. He probably should have, still, but they still, they was getting to the quarterback. They didn't blitz one time, so they only rushed four defenders every down of that game. And simply because they can. They D line was getting to it. It was getting pressure everywhere. Mahomes got sacked, I think like 5 times, something crazy like that. So D line, line of scrimmage, like I always say, controls the game. Another thing that I also said would probably end up losing if it didn't happen was Kelsey not having a good game, and that's what ended up happening. Worthy ended up having, if you go look at the stats and take out the outcome and when it happened, a phenomenal game because I think he ended up having 150. I think he had one of the biggest receiving days in Super Bowl history with that deep ass bomb Mahomes throw. That throw was phenomenal though. I do gotta say, if one positive thing we're gonna take for today, that damn throw to Worthy. And I was about to say that's another positive thing we can take for today. That eventually I ain't seen Mahomes make a throw like that since Tyreek Holmes. So it look like we'll finally get back to that with Worthy, and maybe Rasheed Rice come back. So that'll be something interesting to see next year. But that shit ain't work today. But Kelsey didn't have a good game. I said all that. Is what I meant to say. Obviously, like I said, they lack a real number one receiver, like just a real number one. Like AJ Brown is number one on Philly, and they have a great number two with Devonta. But AJ Brown is number one, so that's what Kansas City lacked. So I feel like in order for that, Kelsey has been really cosplaying as their number one receiver all these years. So he was gonna have a good game, and he had a fucking dud. So that didn't work out. But I mean, he never was gonna get the ball if Mahomes could never stay right up. So it really wasn't nothing for that. That's really all I got to say about that side of the ball. They was getting cracked. So switch to the Eagles offense, Kansas City defense. Now I can't say too much about the Kansas City defense. Obviously they didn't really look good, but at the end of the day, they were out there too much. The Eagles defense was consistently stopping Kansas City. Early and late in the game. No, well not late, but to the third quarter they ain't had no points. So the Chiefs wasn't getting no traction. They so it wasn't really anything for the defense to do because they were just out there too long. It was gonna happen like they was gonna get cracked. You was gonna get scored on like that eventually if you out there too long. So that just happened. Kansas City did do what we thought. What they all would do was stack the box. They actually end up containing Saquon. I don't know how many yards Saquon at the top of my head. I am interested though, so that's why I'm looking it up. He ended up having 57 yards, so damn 2 yards a carry. So they did a phenomenal job of containing Saquon. So most people thought with the way Jalen has been playing recently, like I said, we played. That would have been the key to the game, but that ended up didn't happen. Shout out to the camp. I don't know what to say because they still got cracked, but leaving them out there on the island, McDuffie was getting taught. I ain't gonna lie, AJ Brown was doing McDuffie nasty though. Not gonna lie to you. Yeah, but it's not much to say. They contained Saquon so that it made Jalen beat them, and Jalen beat them. Jalen played phenomenal. Like I said, if he played like he did in the Super Bowl 2 years ago, they was gonna have an issue, and that's exactly what happened. Jalen played phenomenal. He used his legs he looked them 2 weeks off looked like they helped him a lot because he looked a lot faster than he did in the regular season when he was, having them little knick-knack injuries. But um he looked great, honestly. He is hopping in that top five quarterback debate. He just got to do a little more in the regular season. That's what he got a Super Bowl before he got his numbers. But if he turned out to get these numbers now, we got to put him in like that top five conversation. He had a phenomenal game using his legs, arms, accurate. Just a great game from him overall. How do the Chiefs improve from here? So the Chiefs improve. Obviously, bro, Patrick Mahomes. They're going to be in the contention probably to get to the Super Bowl again next year. Where did they prove it? Obviously, they got to improve the offensive line. That was very obvious from the game. They don't have a left tackle because usually most quarterbacks have a phenomenal left tackle because that's their blind side. Don't have a left tackle. They have a good center, so they don't really have a good tackle on either side actually. But left tackle is usually for a right-handed quarterback is usually the most important. They do have a good center, so really just everything around their center on the offensive line, they should look to improve. Probably getting a better running back, Kareem Hunt and Pacheco just not doing it. Having a better running back help a lot of niggas. Now they're not gonna be able to get a top of the line running back like a Derrick Henry or Barkley or McCaffrey, something like that. But a decent little running back would help them out a lot. Um, Obviously, it doesn't. Obviously, they're gonna obviously get more defensive pieces, probably young defensive pieces. Probably I could see them trying to. Karloff is decent, but I could see them trying to like in contention for not Miles Garrett because that'd just be too much money, but some type of edge rusher because Chris Jones is getting older, but I mean he hasn't looked like he's very lost a step. So having an interior presence. Well, if they need another interior lineman too to take the pressure off Chris Jones. That too, they have a decent one. But they probably get another interior lineman, maybe if they or a interior lineman or a pass rusher, which would just solidify their D line. Their linebackers always been decent. I don't think it's that need of improvement, but I feel like they should get another DB. Um, Justin Reed is all right, but he might be on a different team next season. So obviously McDuffie's gonna be there, so they're gonna need a couple more DBs, another corner, probably safety. So just probably some D linemen, safety, and O line, and obviously if they can get, they got a lot of weapons offensively once they get Rashid and Worthy gonna be another season. So if Kelsey leave, they probably definitely gonna have to get one or two more pieces offensively just to take his spot. But just really the line offensively and the defense. D linemen and DBs. That's pretty much anything with the defense though you get better at. But yeah, um, for the Eagles though. I don't know exactly what the contract situations are looking like. But I do know that they're coming. A lot of them D linemen, especially, are coming up on contracts. That they're going to need to resign. So, it look like what did it say? Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter's to 27, but he'll probably resign not this offseason, but next offseason. So Jalen Carter is good for next year. But they're gonna have to pay him big money. Like Jalen Carter should be their number one worry when they do have to pay him. They're gonna have to pay him best defensive tackle in the league money. So that's gonna be a thing. Him and Jordan Davis came in the same time, so they got them two for the next season. I think 93 is up. Milton Williams. I think he's up. Honestly, let me look up his contract because we was talking about. So yeah, he's a free agent this offseason, Milton Williams. So it's gonna be hard to have to pay them two next season than him. Sweat. A lot of Eagles fans think they're going to lose Sweat too. So That's going to be oh, he was on a 1 year. I ain't know he was on a 1 year, so he's an unrestricted free agent. So they have to re-sign Sweat, Williams. What's the linebacker contract? He on a 1 year too. He a free agent too. So they got shit. They got to re-sign Sweat, Williams, they linebacker, and then you can feel me. They got young pieces around them, but it's gonna be a couple more years. So do the Eagles repeat? In my personal opinion, just one, off of history, football teams don't tend to repeat, and two, the fact that they got to re-sign a lot of players. I really think they not caught lightning in the bottle, but just got a great roster for especially with the 1 year players, and got a lot out of the players they might not expect to. So yeah, I say no, they don't repeat, but you never know. So like, share, subscribe, comment, IG, TikTok, on the video, and we out.